Shalom, this is Mary Omni from the World Government House of King David, Holy Covenant Constitutional Enforcer. I'm the woman of Galatians 4:4 and the woman of Revelations 12. Please refer to your Bible. And all I ask you to do is consider that I am who I say I am. I'm the mother of the New Jerusalem, and I'm the mother that gave birth to newborn King Emmanuel, February the 15th, 2011. This is a Republic Notice. The title of this Republic Notice is President Obama Cannot Be Impeached by an All-White and Foreign Senate. This is a Republic Notice. President Obama cannot be impeached by an all-white and foreign Senate. Okay, not too long ago, we had one black senator from Chicago who, Blagojevich, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing this name right, He appointed Senator Burris from Chicago. And I keep going back to Rachel Maddow. All she kept telling them was, the seat is tainted, but that seat is tainted. That seat is tainted. That seat is tainted. Because this is tainted. It was so tainted. So it became untainted when a pink or what we call white senator, either white or foreign, sat his behind in it. Then I guess it wasn't tainted no more. You know? And then the fact that they try to act like Jesse Jackson Jr. done did something wrong is proof that these are criminals in truth. Because Jesse Jackson Jr. cannot be accused of doing nothing wrong if it's his constitutional birthright to be a senator. He's an automated senator by constitutionality. Now, therefore, if he tried to go through a dung contractor and saying, just, let me obtain what's mine, even if I have to offer you money, it's mine, but I'm going to offer you money for you to move your mountain of dung out my way. Okay? So, let me get back to the title and jump on that. But that's just a prerequisite of what I want you to understand. That Jesse Jackson is a constitutional senator, and Senator Burris is a constitutional senator. Because once he's in that position, no one can get him out. He's still a senator of Chicago. It doesn't matter that a dumb contractor came and did a fluked up swearing on the Bible and somehow moved him out of the way and made the seat untainted. Once a white ass sat in it, it became untainted. And then these liberals like Rachel Maddow, who's supposed to be so liberal, she, always was looking for the tainted part, because it was involved in something. I don't care what it was involved in, because Burris is a constitutional citizen and he has a right to declare his constitutional right to be senator. He ain't got nothing to do with them done contractors and what they done tainted and what they didn't do. It was tainted by them sitting in it, and they have no constitutional right to be there because they all hijackers. They all hijackers who came to America to benefit from an alienable rights infringement of 400 and 500 years, massacres of blood and oceans of blood. They all came to benefit and hijack, and they all claim that they got more rights to the 15th Amendment than a black man, even though it don't say nothing about white or foreign in it. They all claim they got more voting power than the constitutional 15th Amendment. Okay. Now, President Obama cannot be impeached by an all-white and foreign Senate because they have no constitutionality. They're in corporate doctrine senators by dung voters. That means any squatting majority, in a squatting majority, they squatted majority of anybody in there, whoever is our Constitution don't say, whoever is the squatting majority and put it in is the winner. No, our Constitution, Republic, is not based on a squatting majority. It's based on a constitutional republic minority. Now, a lot of people don't want to accept this constitutional minority has constitutional supremacy and that their votes are just really dung because, the Constitution is not based on the many, but Constitution is based on the few. That's a republic. Like when you go to a jury, if one juror objects, then the whole majority of the 11 other jurors, they have to wait till this juror come in line. And as long as this juror objects, they can't move forward. Okay, well, that's the same thing with our constitutional republic. Now, I guess you're glorifying white skin and majority, and you think the white skin is the law, the stringy hair is the law, the pink skin, the majority is the law, but it has nothing to do with our constitutionality. It's only the law in your calcified pineal gland. Only in your calcified pineal gland is white constitutional. Just being white enough to be constitutional. Only in your calcified pineal gland, being a majority is enough to be constitutional. Only in your calcified pineal gland, only if when someone is criticizing white people for their tyranny and their unbridled tyranny that they see as really their normal way. When blacks are criticizing, they tell blacks, well, if you don't like America, only in your calcified pineal gland is America white. Honey, the black Olmecs was here for a long time, and I can prove they're Judah. They're Judah. The black Olmecs was here a long time ago. As a matter of fact, they're the mother. They're the mother of all the Americas. Okay? So, President Obama cannot be impeached by you all white or foreign Senate. Now, an easy barometer to measure this by is that the 1 through 15th Amendments were finished by 1870. In 1871, King Yeshua rode in on his mule, and he parked it right next to the 15th Amendment, okay? Now, that mule sat there, and the 15th Amendment sat there, and that mule sat right outside, because the 15th Amendment is the New Jerusalem Wall, and that mule sat right outside the 15th New Jerusalem Wall, 15th Amendment. Now, 42 or 43 years later, Woodrow Wilson said he wanted to birth a new nation because he didn't like the fact that blacks had constitutionality. So he wanted to cover this up. So he waited till the old guard of the Constitutional Republic wholly consenters, constitutional reconstructionists and judges, and the guards died off. And 42 or 43 years later, he came up with birth a new nation. The problem is he acknowledged the 15th Amendment was prior. So he didn't really start a new nation. What he did was say, I'm going to piggyback on the 1 through 15 with the 16th Amendment. Because if he started a new nation, he would have started at 1. He would have started at 1. No, he started a new parasitic, blood-sucking regime, not of the Constitutional Republic. And that's all he did. He started a blood-sucking, parasitic regime, not of the Constitutional Republic. And he gave it, and Esau and the Catholic Church and Khazars, bankers, all pulled together to get that done. Okay? See, the birth of a new nation means you start off new. It don't mean that you acknowledge the 1 through 15th and then start at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, up to 27. See, because then you're saying, okay, I'm not really a new nation because I need the wealth of the 1 through 15th. I need to bloodsuck that. But I'm going to propagandize it as a new nation. Thereby, I'll be able to bring in a whole bunch of immigrants to overthrow and just to trample and just a majority squad and just to trample like a pack of animals, which can't change the contract. But who needs to change the contract if we trample it to death? We can trample it and attrition it and act like it don't exist. And we can prop them up and tell them about an American dream. And we can push this American dream and we can propaganda it and we can open the borders and let everybody invade it. Since we can't start a new nation, we just gonna parasite the old one. Now, the parasites did come in, and how you can tell the parasites? They came in after 1871, which is the mule, King Yeshua mule again, and the 16th to 27th was legislated after the mule. See, the mule still sit there. It didn't move. Okay, it didn't move because you had a 16th to 17th Amendment. The U.S. corporate mule is still placed right after the 15th Amendment to protect the 1 through 15th wealth. And what the mule do is it catches the dumb contractors that try to have a birth of a new nation to try to parasite on it. So yeah, they can blood suck, but they don't own nothing because the 1 through 15 still have the supreme contract because the mule takes them in and then the mule defecates them out, but they don't get past the 15th wall. They just pretend to by majority squatting and trampling. So it's just a hijacking of majority trampling and squatting that don't change the Constitution or Republic. You can't change the Constitution. It's just like dogs trampling your property, and they might even have babies and shit on your property and everything, but that don't change the deed as you, the owner, just because dogs on it and gave babies. Now, I'm not calling them dogs. I'm just giving you a scenario of how the contract cannot be changed. That 1 through 15 is constantly gold Fort Knox. It has the blood of the revolutionaries, the saints, the Civil War, the Reconstructionists, the slaves, the Indians. It has the American family of Black American Judah and Ephraim in it, okay? It cannot be changed. Therefore, when all the squatters come and say, well, we're going to act like it's just the majority wins because our minds can't comprehend a minority having a supreme contract. So as long as we just run to the booth like a herd of sheep and put all white and foreign in there, we'll be okay. Yeah, you're okay. You're debt slaves because they don't have no constitutionality, and all you did was consent to debt slave contracts with them. And then the senators act like double agents because they know they don't have no constitutionality, and they just gave the bankers what they want and considered you all as debt slaves. Okay, so you think because they considered you as debt slaves, you could then now tell them to impeach President Obama? They don't have no constitutional authority. They don't have no constitutional authority. There's nothing in the Constitution said it can only be all white and foreign senators. There's nothing in the Constitution that said the Constitution got to be in balance with all white and all foreign, and that's supposed to maintain Constitution. In other words, you got to have real constitutionality to impeach President Obama because, believe it or not, President Obama is constitutional. His blood is in the Constitution through his constitutional citizen wife and her children, and everybody know the Honorable First Lady Michelle Obama has been in America before the Constitution was even constitutionalized in 1787. And then she inherited constitutional citizen legality, and he had children with her. He's Ephraim. He's a holy consenter. Michelle Obama is a holy non-consenter, and they produce holy children, and you can't separate the honorable president from his blood, okay? So this impeachment ideal that these dung squatters have, first of all, just because you came in and banksters told you to come in so they can have you as debt vessels to hold debts for wars and everything, don't make you have the power to over blacks. Your calcified pineal gland is very delusional. They know your joke. The world knows your joke. And you're the biggest debtors on the planet. So this disrespect of the First Lady and our President Obama is not going unnoticed, because we see you on the internet and your disrespect. You talk about your gun rights and all this stuff rights because your calcified pineal gland just tells you that the black people owe you 400 years of their birthright. Because a bankster told you that. A bankster told you to come here and dream on inalienable rights infringement. And you said, since I'm dreaming on inalienable rights infringement, the black infant owes me his birthright. And no, you don't have the black infant birthright because 3/5 couldn't consent. That means they inherited the 14th, and the 14th became a non-consented inherited amendment. You don't have no black infant 14th birthright. They may call it that, but you way outside the Constitution. You contract with the U.S. corporation, which don't have one amendment, and all they do is shit you out as dung contractors. So you think you could use dung contractors to impeach a constitutional president who has blood in the Constitution? And behind the fact that he is merged with Michelle, his blood goes way back before 1787? You're wrong. So I don't care where you say he come from. He has blood in the Constitution, okay? He's Ephraim. The Most High have adopted sons in his holy covenant. He's one of them. And he's coming under the law of the woman, Galatians 4:4. He's the 44th president. You cannot impeach President Obama. What you can do is give up all your stolen goods and from your tyranny benefit on the black infant birthrights, because you are the tyranny. You are the tyranny. You the same ones who tyrannized that black infant. You are a mass of bullies and evil. You are a mass of bullies and evil. And guess what? The cosmic balance will seek balance, okay? You're tyranny and you don't have no gun rights on nobody else's birthrights. You know, you better go to them banksters who hold you as debt contractors of dung. Okay? You don't have no gun rights. That was given to blacks in 1866 as all the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights have been non-consented since 1866. And the mule protects them because the 1870s sealed it with the New Jerusalem Wall and the mule sat right outside it. So you can't even penetrate the New Jerusalem Wall. Only in your calcified pineal gland can you. But that's your own fantasy of thinking you can infringe and point a finger at evil when you are the multiplied evil, the hundreds of million evil on steroids. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.